Hi, Kat Chancellor here with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a little card project here. You may recognize this if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, but this is an old Paper Pumpkin kit that I found because I needed to make kind of a sympathy card or kind of I'm thinking of you card for a dear friend who lost her cat. So I didn't really want to go with cat animals. I just kind of wanted to go with something that I thought was a little bit kind of light and different. So I was digging through my stash and I found this Paper Pumpkin kit, and it is this one here, and it's pretty old. It was 2022, but I still had it in my craft room. So I thought, well, what can I do with this? Well, it has several images. It has a little flower cart. It has this French bread front image, and then it has these fruit basket, and it's called Pick of the Crop, and I believe it makes 9 cards, so 3 cards of each design. So I thought, I really like this little cart here, and I just kind of want to show you that the cart comes and you can punch this cart out and it kind of stands on its own. And I just loved this. I just loved this piece, and I was wondering, what can I do with this? Well, as you know, I'm playing around with pop-ups, and I came up with, here's my prototype pop-up, and I thought I'm going to turn this into a pop-up card. Okay, and let me show you Let me show you. So here it is, and you open it up, and the little cart will stand up really nicely. Now I used some additional elements to kind of embellish this design. I used some of the Fully Flowering Ephemeral pack. I had some little flower pieces, so I kind of used that in the back of my little cart right here and right here. And this came with the Paper Pumpkin kit, which is a little slice of bread, and then a little placard here that says "You're the pick of the crop." I then added some paper here, but I wanted to point out that this card front is the one where I used as the background, but I'm just going to pull out here a little bit, but I needed something to kind of be the background for my little wheels. So this card stock here, which is part of the new paper called Thoughtful Journey, and this is in the current catalog, the colors, and this is why I love Stampin' Up!, is that you can go through the ephemeral pack, you can go to a Paper Pumpkin kit, and then you can go to your catalog. And though this kit is 22 years old, all the colors work together. So I was able to take this cardstock and use it as my background for my little cart, and I came up with this really cute little card that basically is going to tell her, I'm here for you always. And hopefully it'll brighten her day. It'll be something a little bit different that she can put on her desk, her mantle, or a dresser. Okay, so this is the project, a pop-up flower cart, and I'm using some old Paper Pumpkin products, but what the techniques that I'm going to show you for this card, you can use for any card, and we'll kind of walk through the catalog and I'll give you some more ideas. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, because this is a pop-up card, you want to start with I like to use the basic white thick cardstock because I think it's going to give the card a little bit more body stiffness, whatever you want to call. And we're going to cut it. You're going to take your piece. We're going to cut it at 4 1/4, and then we're going to fold it at 5 1/2, so we can have this this long card. We're then going to take a piece of the same thick cardstock, and we're going to build our mechanism. I'm going to cut this at 3 inches by 2 inches. Okay, and then our mechanism, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. We're going to score it at 1.5, and then we're going to score it at 2.5, and that's what's going to build our mechanism. So our mechanism is, and whenever you do these mechanisms, you want to make sure that you fold your creases well, because they are what is going to make the movement. Okay, and then I'm going to miter my edges. My cart here, and if you'll notice, I'm going to punch out all the little spokes of my wheels. So now this is going to be the back of the card, and then this is going to be the front of the card. And I'm going to change it up a little bit, because what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4, and then I'm going to cut this down by 5 1/4 by 4. But I think I'm going to use an embossing folder to give it just a little bit more texture. Okay, so here is my back, and here is my bottom. I like this pattern right here. We're going to use this pattern to cover our tab. So let's go ahead and do that next. Okay, so we've covered our tab here, and what this is going to do is when we put this here, we're going to be able to see through our little flower cart wheels, and it's going to be a lot better than if it was just plain white. So the way that we connect this is that the most important thing is that this seam is lined up along this seam right here. So, and I'm going to use some of this really good 3-in-1 glue, because from what I understand, when you're doing these, you want to use a water-based glue. You want to use like a solvent glue, because through time and humidity, these will come apart. Okay, so there's my seam. So I'm just going to go ahead and line that up like that. And then we're going to line this up like this. And I like to use my little finger because it keeps my index finger free. And when the most important thing about applying the glue is to glue it up to this fold. So we're going to fold that like that, and then we're going to fold this over. And we're just going to kind of let this kind of set for a while. And then voila, look at that, you have our mechanism. So now we can glue our little flower cart, but before we glue our flower cart, I'm going to add some additional embellishments on it. So I'm going to bring in my fully flowering ephemeral pack, and I'm going to bring in this, and I believe I'm going to bring in, actually what I can bring in is, I like this one right here. I'm going to bring in this. Okay. So when we put this on, I want to go ahead and I'm going to put some flowers kind of peeking out behind my cart, and then I'm going to have these peeking out behind this side. And it's just going to add just a little bit more interest to the front of our little cart. Now in our paper pumpkin, you can see right here the instructions for putting together the little cart is that I have to have a little piece of French bread here. Now the other piece we're going to pull in is a little placard here. This placard here that's going to say, "You're the pick of the crop." And I'm putting this on first because I don't have to guess on where I need to have. So there's my cart. Now I'm going to turn this around. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to lay this down, and this is the area we have to make sure that our little cart stays in. So to glue these on, again, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue, and I'm going to put a couple of daubs there. And then we're going to fold like that. And we're going to pick that up like that. And we're just going to let that kind of dry in place, and this glue will dry clear. It's crystal clear, it's acid free, and it's waterproof, and this is what you kind of need for these cards, because you don't know, you don't want your mechanism falling apart in humidity. So there's that. For the inside I could do anything, but what's nice about these is that you can come in here and you can find a nice placard. I mean, look how pretty that looks. We have that one. I do like these blue ones. I think that kind of goes well right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed this up so you can see how the front of the card comes together. Okay, so here are the cards that I made. Now this is the card I was working on, and you can see I used the Painted Posies embossing folder to emboss that, and then I just chose to go ahead and put a piece of white cardstock there with a little bit of the embellishment from the Fully Flowering Ephemeral pack. And then that's our little cart, and I'm using the cardstock from the paper pumpkin kit. I just cut that down to size, and then I used the other pieces of the kit to create this front. So this was my original. This is the one we just completed. Then I had enough cardstock to do this one, and the paper pumpkin pack also came with some extra kind of little lavender pieces, so I used those for my flowers on either side. And then I used the exposed brick 3D embossing folder to kind of emboss that, and then I used some of the DSP from our Thoughtful Journey DSP. I kind of used that so I can have room for that sentiment if I wanted to write something there. Then I ran out of the cards. There were no more cards that I could use for a background, so I went to my Thoughtful Journey, and I've got some pretty background paper here, and I created this card, and I just kind of there's the background. I matched it with my little mechanism here, and then I just grabbed some paper to match the bottom that I went ahead and embossed with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder, and then I added some matching DSP there, and of course you can see I used the little lavender pieces that came with the kit just to kind of add that. So I made 4 cards using the paper pumpkin kit, and it was just lovely that this paper coordinated. Here is Pick of the Crop paper pumpkin. Well, then you're saying, well, Kat, that's great, but I don't have that. So what can I do? Well, if you can remember and I'm bringing out, this is the old mini catalog that just expired in April, but there was this set here called the Flower Cart Bundle, and it has this really cute flower cart here that you can stamp and put together. So you can use everything that I've shown you in this tutorial if you have this particular bundle, the flower cart bundle. It is available in the new catalog here on page 76 is where you can find it in this catalog, but I just kind of wanted to show you kind of the bigger images that were presented in the mini catalog for January-April 2024. So I would encourage you, hey, consider that as an option and use all the materials and ideas that we kind of explored for our flower cart. So there you go. If you haven't already, please hit like. All products are available on my online store, except for those that are expired. But you can buy the flower cart bundle. That is available in the new catalog, and it is available on my online store. If you're looking for a demo, please consider joining my team. Consider joining as a hobbyist for $99 and enjoy a 20% discount. If you are a demo and like my content, please support my channel by hitting like, share, and leave a comment. This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Happy stamping.